Good morning and welcome back to my channel. So I was originally just going to make this video for clients and to help them how to basically book in their blood work. However, I thought that it might be useful for everyone to know because it is a common question that I get. So I use Medichecks typically because it's the most user-friendly and easy to kind of go by at the moment. The other services that I have used is eval and the blood clinic, but they are typically more up north. So I'm down the south of England, so this is where I typically go. So you can go through the Find Your Test and it will ask you a bunch of questions and really help you out that way. However, we kind of know what we want as bodybuilders or just looking for our fitness, looking after our fitness and our health. So I go to men or sports performance. So depending on where I'm at. So if I am in a health phase and I want to get what I call my full MOT done, then I will buy literally the most expensive one. So if I view all tests, you can see here, look here, the ultimate performance blood test, something to look. So if we click on biomarkers here, it will take us down and we can see all of them. So we've got adrenal hormones, so cortisol can be quite important post-show, autoimmunity, so that would be just basically, I'm not really too worried about this one. For me, I think it's a useful one to have, but it's not vital. Cholesterol, now, especially if you're running PEDs, this is vital. HDL cholesterol and LDL cholesterol particularly, and then these triglycerides on top of that. Clotting status, again, so we've got the MPV and the platelet count. These are also super important depending on the cycle that you're running. Diabetes, so HbA1c, this is a fantastic little tool to see how well you're managing your insulin, whether you are using it exogenously or whether you are using it as just checking to see how well am I doing with the carbohydrates, are my carbs too high? So gout as well, uric acid is quite useful. Hormones, so we've got FSH, which is follicular stimulating hormone, and LH, which will both be typically suppressed if you're on cycle, but these are fertility hormones. They don't, if they're suppressed, that doesn't mean you're infertile, but it gives you a good idea of where things are. Estradiol, estrogen, testosterone, free testosterone, cortisol, and prolactin. Now, I would say that estradiol, free test, and prolactin are super important and non-negotiables. Inflammation, CRP, again, very important for cardiovascular health. Iron status, now this is useful actually for not just women. Lots of guys think, oh, well, iron is this, that, and the other. But actually, if you're a natural guy and your iron is low, then it typically means your testosterone is going to be low as well. Kidney health, again, so this is something we're looking at as enhanced or just in general, to be honest, to see how well, because we are eating a lot of protein. So kidney health is vital, liver as well. So this is another vital one that I'll be looking at. Proteins, so if we look here, so total protein, SHBG, which is sexual hormone binding globulin. Now this will also give us a good idea of what's happening, especially when we're on cycle. Red blood cells, so we want to look at hematocrit, red blood cell count, hemoglobin. These are all typically things that I will be asking for. Thyroid, again, if you're, well, both actually, if you're dieting, this is key, or running any form of growth hormone. So anyway, that's kind of running through one of the ones that I get. So if I'm getting a full MOT, this is the one that I would book in. Now, currently, I'm on cycle. So I've just had some blood work done this Tuesday. So today is the 25th of April. I got some done on the 21st. Now I'm going to book some in. Now, if I check my calendar just really quickly, which might pop up on the screen. No, it doesn't. I need to double check. So I'm going to go and have a look because I'm going away in May. And so when I come back, I want to book it 6 weeks afterwards. So I come back the 24th, 31st, 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th. So somewhere around the end of June I'm looking at. So I would probably go for, let's go for the 30th. So the reason why I'm looking about that time is when I come back from holiday, we're going to take a cycle escalation. So it gives it 6 weeks for that to settle and see how well it's doing. But for this one, I'm going to go to men's, and I'm going to go for all tests, because I get in this one, go and book in, if it works, price high to low. I'm going to get the advanced one. This is the one I got last time. So this is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to have a look at the test. There's 44 biomarkers and 41. So if we look at the 44, yeah, that's everything. Clotting, yeah. Diabetes, yeah, that'll be HbA1c, fantastic. Hormones, test, see, that's where it's missing. So I'm not going to get that one. Even though it's more expensive, it's actually not what I'm looking for. Now look at the biomarkers. Clotting, platelet, diabetes, HbA1c, hormones, FSH, full panel, wonderful. All the ones that I'm interested in. Iron status, ferritin, fantastic. I'm not so worried about the rest of it. I know that I supplement iron anyway. Kidney health, so creatinine and EGFR, the two main ones that I'm interested in. Liver health, ALT, so this is something that's processed through the liver. Mine is always typically elevated, not by much, but it's purely because I carry more muscle than my frame is happy with. Prostate, now this is useful, PSA. It's a new one actually that they've added in, so that will be very useful to see how that trends. Proteins, so we've got albumin and SHBG, which are the two ones again that I'm really looking for. Red blood cells, hematocrit, hemoglobin, MCV, yeah, I want all of those, thank you very much. Thyroid, now this is something I really struggle with. My thyroid is always typically low. So my last blood work came back and it had reduced, even though I'm using some T-Force, which is thyroxine. So this is something I really want to keep on track of. And white blood cells. So white blood cells is your immune system. Now mine is usually compromised of some nature because I suffer really badly with allergies. So this is the one that I'm going to go for. Now you can see at the top here that we've got 20% off. So I'm going to book that in. And what did we say? So working from home on the 30th of June. So I'm going to book this in for the 30th of June. So now where do we go? Let's go all the way back up to the top. Now I want this one. Now I want to book it as a venous drawer at clinic. Now, actually, it doesn't give you an option to do a finger prick test. Now, they used to do a finger prick test, and the reason why you never go for a finger prick test is because they are less accurate. I believe it's something along the lines of 60 to 70% accurate. So that's why the bigger ones, I don't think they let you do it anymore. So I'm going to go for a venous test. Now, where I live, there's a place called LMB Bloods, and Lena there is absolutely wonderful. Hazlitt Avenue, Crawley, you can see there. That's not my address, but I'm not too far away from there, so I'm going to pop that one in. It's £35 for someone to stab me in the arm. I am not doing that myself. Even if I knew someone and they invited me around to their house, which they have done in the past, I'm still not bloody doing it. So I'm going to add that to cart. First, results only without doctor's comments. I'm going to read my own bloods. I have a coach that's very smart. I have a lot of people that know what they're talking about. If you get it with the doctor's comments, they don't know you. So one thing that I will say is, yes, it can be useful. It takes longer. So if you were to get a test done on the Monday, you'd probably see your results Friday to Monday if you were the doctor's results. However, if I select that and I get the test done on Monday, it'll be back Tuesday or Wednesday. So for me, I want it back as soon as I can. It doesn't cost anything to get it. So if you wanted it and was interested and didn't really know how to use bloods, then that would be something to go for. I'm going to add that to my cart now. So you can see here, I'm going to move my face out of the way because I've got a feeling that that's going to ruin everything. So there's two things in my cart, which is the advanced TRT, quantity 1, visit a Medichecks partner clinic, secure checkout, £184. Let me put in the discount code. I always do this on my phone, so I'm just looking. So if we go here, so here we go. It will be gift count, discount code, April 20. It's always worth getting a discount code because it doesn't actually make too much of a difference. So I'm going to pay for this. However, I'm going to put you on pause while I do so because I don't want you having my fucking bank details. So that is now paid for. I've hidden all of my address because I'm not that daft. So what we've got is you will receive an email that then if you scroll down to the bottom, it says, I've chosen to visit a clinic. How do I book my appointment? So we're going to click here. And it helps after you place your order, book an appointment. You'll find it. Well, inside your kit, you'll find a clinic voucher with it. Oh, okay, I've never done that before. So I'm going to actually go to LMB Bloods, and this is what I do. So if I go to here, and I'm going to go, and going to select a treatment. Now, if I type in Medichecks, phlebotomy, now that just means drawing blood. Going to go all the way down. You can see all the other bits they do. Definitely going to go for Lena. She's absolutely lovely. Now, you can see here, date, not interested. Let's go with June. So I'm going to double check. So I last got some done on the 20th, sorry. So 27th would be a week. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it'd be 9 weeks. So actually the 23rd would be about right because that would be 8 weeks from when I last had some done. So I'm going to go for the 23rd of June. And I'm going to choose 7 o'clock in the morning. So the reason I'm choosing 7 o'clock in the morning is that you want to be fasted, you want to be hydrated. You can do your cardio beforehand, but no caffeine, no food. I always take my supplements because I want to know what's happening. If I'm on TRT, then I'll try and do like my shot when I come back. So like, say if I'm doing Tuesday and Friday is my injection days on the TRT, then I will do it when I come back because I want to see what my levels are like at the lowest point. But when I'm on cycle, I do daily injections. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to choose 7 a.m. All of this stuff, not female, and then go through all of this. And because it's free, even though it says you've got to pay for it, you don't have to. So you can book this all on the day as I'm doing now. What you'll get is you'll get a little box that's probably about the same size as my logbook here that will come through the mail. Just leave it there. Just leave it in the little bag because it's got everything that you want, and just take it there and give it to Lena when you are ready. So I'm going to book this now. I'm going to get this uploaded for you guys, and hopefully this helps you booking in your blood work. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment down in the comment section. Like the video, share it with your friends so that it helps them out. This is for educational purposes only, so I think that we get our cars MOT'd, we get everyone else looked at, we don't spend the time to look after yourself, so get your blood work done. Even if you're a natural athlete, it's good to know if anything's going on in the background. There's markers in the background that could definitely identify things before issues are happening. So I'm very, very, very big believer in blood work is super important. Another analogy that I like to use is the flip book. So when I was a child, we used to draw pictures in the corner of little books and then flick them through to make a video or a movie, or that's what they were called, weren't they? This is what blood work is doing. So one test is not going to tell you everything. It's the direction. So if your hematocrit, let's say, is perfect, then it moves 1 point up. Then it moves 1 more point up. And you see this trend happening. You can change that, what you're doing, before it gets out of range, and we can solve the problem before it becomes one. They say a minute of prehab is worth an hour of rehab, and I'm a big, big believer in that. Get this tested, get this checked. I'm going to do a post in the upcoming weeks on how frequently. I might even do a slideshow and run through it on this channel as well. I think that might be something that I do. So I'm going to get this booked up, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.